in the Cards family. This is Kazaya with All in the Cards, coming to do another celebrity reading. Now, this celebrity reading, this female, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I haven't watched that show in years, probably since Cardi B was on there, which was a long time ago. I started out watching the first Love and Hip Hop a long time ago, right? And then stopped after majority of them left off of there. So I haven't watched Love and Hip Hop in years, but I do remember Yandy. And her energy has been coming to me. I don't know why. Like, even in my dream, I dreamed about her. And when I dreamed about her, normally when I dream about people, it's something that's happening or it's spirit bringing that energy to me for a reason. I never question spirit. So I just know that spirit wants me to tap into the energy in some shape, form, or fashion. But then sometimes I'll ignore it, like I did with when she was in my dream. I was just like, oh, well, maybe I just seen her on something or something like that, and went on. But I keep having her energy being pulled to me. This, if you don't know, is Yandy Smith. Okay. Yandy is she plays on Love and Hip Hop with her husband Mandices. And if you don't, this is her. Okay. She's 43, born March 19th, 1982. And so in the Western, she's a Pisces. Okay. But on the Love and Hip Hop show, her and her husband, who is Mandices, they always went through a couple of, well, not a couple of, but a bunch of different issues and so forth. And they wind up getting married, I think, and they have children and so forth. But that's her storyline. I remember her also being like a manager. She was like a hip hop star manager, like Jim Jones manager. That's when I remember her, from the days of Chrissy and all of them being on there. So neither here nor there. I don't know what's going on with her. I haven't watched any of the new episodes, so I have no clue what's happening on that show at all. I just know her energy was strong coming to me. And High Priestess Key. I have to tap in and see what the ancestors want us to know, right? What's to come for her? Maybe she'll wind up seeing this. Maybe it'll be some warnings to help her. We always come in peace and love. We don't want anything to happen to anyone, but I must be obedient to the Most High and the ancestors, okay? And sometimes when people don't tap into their spirituality and they don't listen to their intuition and their spirits and their ancestors, then sometimes that is delivered through another vessel. And I'm always here for the Most High and the ancestors of our highest good, for the light, and sometimes for the dark. I'm not going to say that. To use me as a vessel to bring the message to someone to help them. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're going to use the divination, the truth in the words today, and we're going to do it the normal way and see what's to come for Yandy. Why is the ancestors sending her energy to me so strongly? All right, and if you know anything in reference of Yandy, please let me know, down in the comments below. If you watch the show or whatever's happening, I don't know. I just know her energy keeps coming to me. So we're going to see. Also, the energy that came through in the dream, I've never known her to even do any type of drugs or anything like that, but it was connected to that in some shape, form, or fashion. And I have to say that before I pull the cards. So I'm hoping she, is not associated with anything with drugs, around anything with drugs, or doing any drugs. Because the ancestors is sending that out as a warning that she needs to stay far away from anything like that. Okay. All right. So let's get to the message. All right, ancestors, show me in the cards. Show me in the cards, ancestors. Protect me while I go into this message. Ancestors, we come with love, peace, in reference of this message to Yandy Smith. Ancestors, I ask that you bring in her energy. Yandy Smith. Yandy Smith. sisters. Yandy Smith. What is the energy? What is the message that you are trying to convey in reference to what's happening around Yandy Smith? What is it that you want Yandy Smith to know of what's to come or what's happening in her energy? Any messages, ancestors, that can be relayed through the divination of the cards. Yandy Smith. Yandy Smith. What's to come, ancestors? What's the message that you have for Yandy Smith? Yandy Smith, ancestors. What is it that you want Yandy Smith to know? Trust. Trust. Okay. So there's something around who she trusts, what's going on with who she trusts, what she trusts. There's something connected to a King of Wands. A King of Wands would be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius male when this card comes out for me. That is untrustworthy. So this is the truth in the words. And when this card comes out, this is about who you put your trust into, who is untrustworthy. Okay. And whoever this untrustworthy person is goes back to a fire element. Okay. Fire. Yeah. Okay. Or it's some fiery energy amongst this person, or this person could have fire element in their chart. Okay. Let's see the messages. First message out was about some female. She could be the female, but there's also a female in her energy that something could be getting ready to happen to. It looks like underneath the female is a bully. I have the end of the battle. Okay. One. This end of the battle means the end of someone challenge or battle or fight here on this earth and somebody else winning. Pretending. Whoever this female is or whatever, or she, it feels to me that some female that she may have trust in that is connected to a male figure is pretending. Okay. And it looks like she may not win that battle in some way because somebody is bullying. And then I have the Most High under the battle is won. This is like some death, family. This is what the ancestors was trying to tell me. And intuitively, she has the ability of knowing, and there's some evidence around this of whatever's happening, whatever's going on in reference of this energy, which I said before I came on in the Western, she's a Pisces. So Pisces is very intuitive. It's water. Okay. But somebody is pretending. Somebody she has trust in, family. And like I said, the end of a battle with the Most High. This is about life. Somebody being called to the end with the ancestors. Somebody being called by the Most High to come home, to leave this earth. The end of their battle. They no longer want to deal with the battles and the fight here on earth. So in some cases, this could be the situation. It also goes back to somebody being bullied, whoever this female is. Okay, we have to clarify this. So this looks like Yandy is amongst, or either Yandy, or this could be Yandy. I don't know her life. I don't know her. So everything here is allegedly all for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that for YouTube, okay, purposes. But what the ancestors is throwing out is it looks like there's some type of energy of her feeling bullied or somebody bullying her, okay? Or she could be bullying someone else. I don't know. Or this could be a female around her that bullies her, or a female around her that feels bullied. I don't know her story, but I know these are the messages that the ancestors is throwing out. It looks like there's some pretending or some BSing or some faking going on, but intuitively, there's some evidence of this person pretending. Whatever this is, somebody, this is why the ancestors wanted me to throw this out, because this is a warning either to her or about somebody around Yandy who wants to take their life or could have their life taken. And it goes back to trust. Clarity in the spread, ancestors, for Yandy Smith in reference of the messages that you're bringing through, ancestors. Why is this here about Yandy? Yandy Smith. Why is the messages here in reference? Yandy Smith Harris. Yandy Smith Harris. That's her other last name. Yandy Smith Harris. Speak, ancestors, in reference of the messages that are here. Can you please give us clarity in all the messages that you have laying here, please, in reference of Yandy Smith Harris and the messages that you want us to know of what's to come. Yandy Smith Harris and what's to come, ancestors. Clarity in the spread of the messages that are here. Give us clarity in the spread and the messages that are here for Yandy Smith Harris, please. Thank you. Evidence. Once again, here's some evidence. Okay. Oh wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. So this looks like either she's the female that's going to be divorced or there's a female that's divorced. Looks like there's some investigation going on. Okay. Something that's being hidden. Okay. In reference of some energy of some danger, some darkness. Okay. I don't like this spread, family. This spread doesn't look good. Okay. There's something about somebody ending a battle, somebody feeling abandoned or being abandoned. Okay. My God. So you see the evidence card on the bottom of the deck. And before, remember, we had trust on the bottom of the deck, right? So trust, I always tell you in this deck, means it's the King of Wands, but evidence is here now. So remember, the trust was the same energy as the abandon. Okay, so some King of Wands in reverse, which is a male that's undependable, that is non-reliable, that is definitely somebody who could abandon someone. Okay, and it could be the end of a battle, the end of something that she felt she's going to feel abandoned by. Okay, and it could be in reference of a female, and then here's the divorce, it's over. So we do have something here in reference of some type of female and divorced. Okay, this could be somebody, once again, like I said, around her, or either this could be her as the female, or a female coming into her situation to create her having to be divorced in some shape, form, or fashion. Okay, the end of the battle has the abandoned here. Okay, so it's like somebody, the end of a battle is won, but somebody feels abandoned because it's the end of a battle, it's the end of a challenge, it's the end of a situation that she's been in. Okay. Next, we have a reward or a prize in reference of somebody pretending. So somebody is being rewarded something because they're pretending, they're faking, they're BSing, they're doing something that is creating havoc in her world, or this could be her, right? But there's definitely the reward and the prize that's coming out to clarify somebody pretending. Okay, look at how the spread lies all the way across, family, right? And the ancestors are saying there's evidence of all of this, and somebody knows it and sees it. Okay. Underneath of the divorced female, we have a detective or an investigator or a cop in reference of a bully. So it's like as if somebody's being bullied by some type of detective or investigator. Now, this investigator or this cop or this detective could be like somebody that you have to go investigate some things, like a what do they call those people? Like a private investigator. This could go back in reference of someone feeling like they're being bullied, feeling like they don't, this, just think of it like a private investigator, because it's on the card, investigator right there, right? So, but then we have bully. So is it that, and that came out to clarify it. So this is how it lays in the spread. It definitely is something that is moon energy, right? So moon is about darkness, deception, hidden things. And the detective and the investigator is beside the moon. See? But the moon energy is the same as the bully energy. So somebody feeling like when somebody bullies someone, it's like they're trying to make them do something or trying to take control over a situation or the controlling over that person. So maybe this is what's to come. She may feel like she's being bullied, and there could be some, deceptive energy in this whole situation that's here. It looks like the main situation could come down to some type of a divorce, okay? Some type of situation where it's the end of a battle, it's the end of a challenge, okay? Hopefully it doesn't mean it's the end of a situation where somebody takes somebody out of here and the case has to be investigated, okay? This is moon. Moon is darkness, family. Moon is deceptive energy. Moon is very, very strong energy because moon is also connected to water. Now we have near a bridge, okay? Intuitive. I don't like that this came out because near a bridge is like a location. Either you found under a bridge, right? That's what this was really meant about, somebody being intuitive and evidence about something being near a bridge, under a bridge, or a bridge being crossed. Okay. Now, when you think of this in reference of the words, a bridge being crossed, that means, burning a bridge, right? Like somebody burnt a bridge, and intuitively she has the ability of knowing, or she has evidence that somebody has burned a bridge with her, or somebody has crossed the bridge with her, or somebody has done something near a location, near a bridge. And I don't know, I'm hearing Brooklyn Bridge, things like that, right? If it is a bridge in reference of a location. But in this case, it's like, look at how it's underneath the pretending in the reward of the prize, right? About near a bridge. Now, that can go back to if something was to happen to someone it was the end of a battle for someone, where someone was taken off this planet, family, and abandoned. There could be a prize, right? Or I'm sorry, it could be a reward in reference of finding someone that's gone on to the Most High near a bridge. So this message, and see, we already got evidence here. So this message does lay out in reference of somebody being hurt, family, especially with it being an investigator and a cop coming out in reference of this moon energy. Okay. But we're gonna pray against this and hope that this isn't what the ancestors is trying to say. Like I said at the beginning and throughout the whole video, everything is all entertainment purposes only, non-factual. I have to say that for YouTube purposes. This is a metaphysical energy reading, spiritual reading. It can't be proven until it is proven. I have to say that for YouTube purposes. But what the ancestors is showing me is that it looks like something is to come, family. And praying against this, but it looks like, I'm gonna clarify, but it doesn't look good. Ancestors, clarity in the female in the divorce in reference of Yandy Smith Harris and what's to come. The divorce in the female for Yandy Smith Harris, ancestors, of what you was trying to show in reference of these messages for Yandy Smith Harris, the female in the divorce for Yandy Smith. Yeah, a mask. Yeah, somebody wearing a mask. Somebody's not being authentic. That's what that means. Faking, BSing, locked up. So somebody could get locked up in reference of doing some type of situation. See, the detective is here. When I had to look at how the energy flows together. Somebody's gonna get locked up. There's the detective, the investigator in reference of this female, okay, in the situation that can come. Somebody's going to be pretending, but there's going to be a reward. It's going to be something near a bridge. Looks like someone. See, because somebody wasn't being authentic. There's a mask. Somebody's hiding who they truly was. And whoever this is, this person is either divorced or there is a divorce that's to come out of this situation. But this looks like it could turn to some type of crime. Hopefully not for her. And hopefully not for anyone that she deals with. But this is about what's to come for Yandy Smith Harris. Today is August the 16th. 2025 that I'm doing this reading on Yandy Smith Harris. Okay. Yandy also in her numerology family, she's in the Lion's Gate portal. Okay. The answers, I meditated over her. She's always going to be she's in the lion's den. You know what that means? She's in the lion's den. The ancestors say she has a lot of battles, but it looks like something could come to an end because she felt bullied. And then something happens drastically because of deception. Okay? So Yandy has to be very careful. I don't know if this is Yandy or this is somebody near Yandy or attached to Yandy that this could happen to. But this is something that can put somebody in jail and can cause somebody to lose their life. That's what the end of the battle means. It's the end of a battle here on this earth. And then there's a reward for this situation to be solved. And that's why the detective is here. Because there's some things that are going to happen in the darkness. Deceptive things that goes back to some type of female situation. Clarity on the battle is won and the abandoned for Yandy Smith Harris. The battle is won. The end of a battle, I'm sorry. The end of a battle and abandoned. The end of a battle for Yandy Smith Harris ancestors. The end of a battle for Yandy Smith Harris. The end of a battle. Revenge. Yeah. See, somebody could try to get revenge on Yandy because of some type of rebellious behavior. See, the rebellious behavior is the same energy as the moon and the bully. See that? See what I'm saying? Family, I can't make this up. When the ancestors point something out to me, I have to be the messenger. I have to be obedient to spirit when they are tugging on me about somebody. This is something that could cause somebody to lose their life, family, behind some rebellious behavior. This moon behavior this is dark. This is deception. This is somebody wearing a mask and pretending. And then, all of a sudden, somebody wants revenge. That revenge is red, is rage, it's aggressive, it's bloody. It makes it's the end of a battle. Put something to an end, family, a situation or a life, because somebody felt abandoned, bullied. Send somebody to the Most High, family, because the Most High is here. Because of some deception. Look at the moon in the Most High. You see that? Somebody sending somebody to the Most High, the end of that situation, because of revenge, rebellious behavior. My God. Clarity on the pretending and the reward for Yandy Smith Harris. The pretending and the reward. Because see, people act like they don't know. Pretending. Wearing a mask, acting like they don't know. Why is the pretending and the reward here for Yandy Smith Harris? Ancestors of what's to come. Clarity. Yeah, because there'll be clues, but the clues won't be shown. There'll be a gray area. So you won't know how this happened. But somebody will get locked up. See, the locked up is about whoever this person is going to get, somebody is going to be looking to lock them up. The detective, this investigator here, whoever this female is, could be a female, could be a male, or somebody with female energy. Divine feminine energy is here that caused some type of divorce or is divorce. But this detective is looking to see and investigating about some clues. But somebody's going to be pretending. See, because it's going to be a whole reward and a prize out here. See? And see, they trying to lock somebody up, but it is the clues aren't. And see that. And remember, we seen the evidence. It is going to be evidence, but it's like it's not shown or given, right? But they're going to be trying to lock somebody up. Clarity on the detective and the bully. Why is that here? The detective and the bully for Yandy Smith Harris. The detective and the bully for Yandy Smith Harris ancestors. What is this message or what's to come for Yandy Smith in reference of this detective and this bully? Locked up again. Ancestors threw it out and look at the industry. I can't make this up. Y'all see me. Thank you, ancestors, for the messages. Thank you. Thank you, ancestors. Ancestors throwing it out. This is something this girl needs to know or I can't even get it out. Look at how the ancestor threw this card right back out, family. And you see me shuffle the cards. Ancestor threw it out on the detective. See, either they're going to try to lock her up or somebody else needs to be locked up behind this situation. Because it looks like this could go back to Yandy having some trauma and some drama going on because of revenge, of some deceptive situation, something happening in the darkness. See, that detective is going to investigate something to lock somebody up, somebody who's pretending. But there's going to be clues. This person is connected to the industry as well. Wearing a mask, not being authentic. See, it's a lot of pretending and liars in her spread. It's a lot of deceptive energy here that's causing some type of situation of revenge that can cause somebody's demise, family. Clarity on this moon in the Most High for Yandy Smith Harris. The moon in the Most High. The moon in the Most High in reference of Yandy Smith Harris and what's to come. The moon in the Most High for Yandy Smith Harris. The moon in the Most High. Yandy Smith Harris, ancestors. The moon in the Most High. The authority. Yeah. I have a timeline. A year. Either this year or next year. Looks like the authority could step in and there be some type of situation. We already have the detective and the cop. Now we got the authority and now we got somebody being locked up. Revenge. The authority pretending with the authority or the authorities pretending. But there's some clues. Looks like the location of what something's going to happen is near a bridge. Under a bridge. Near some water, near a bridge. The deceptive energy is here in reference of somebody being maybe even taken out by authorities because of some revenge. This could happen within the next year or this year or within the next year. We have a year here. So, and I just told you the date is 8/16/2025. Ancestor says something about the year. Intuitively, there's some evidence and there's something she knows about maybe some of this trickling down. Clarity on the near the bridge and the intuitive for Yandy Smith Harris. The intuitive in Yandy Smith Harris. The intuitive in Yandy Smith Harris and the near the bridge. Yandy Smith Harris, near the bridge and intuitive. Record. Something on the record. Drown. It could also be somebody drowns or drowning in her emotions or actual drowning because we do have some things about a location and it does reflect water. But I have to say that. But the drowning in the emotions goes back to the pretending. So it could be that, maybe Yandy is going to be doing some pretending, right, to the authorities. because of some type of revenge, and she, abandoning someone. Maybe she could even be pretending and put up a reward, but it's actually on record about some things, or recorded in reference of some things, and her intuitively knowing some things. Could even lead to somebody being locked up. It could be her, or it could be somebody connected to her. But the authorities is here with revenge, family. And this is about a female in a divorce situation. Okay. This cards keep falling. But you see the messages, right? Let's make sure you can see all the messages that are here. Okay. Let's pull some cards from this. This is a long one. Oh, what is to come for Yandy Smith Harris? What is to come? Show me in the cards of what's to come for Yandy Smith Harris based off of what you gave us here. There's a male. There's the male. So there's a male. And here it is, family. Affair and cheating. So what's to come? This could be the energy around some type of male that's having an affair and that's cheating. That would be her husband. That's why we have the divorce. So it looks like it could be some type of divorce coming down the line for Yandy. But I hope it doesn't go further in reference of some type of revenge. What else? And what's to come for Yandy around this energy that's here, ancestors? Alive. Yeah. Somebody is alive and aware of this low vibrational energy, and she is also. She's aware of this person or this male being cheating. You know what I'm saying? She's aware of the low vibrational energy. And Yandy Smith and what's to come. What else do you want to tell us, ancestors? There's the love. Solved. Ancestor said that yeah, this is solved. And I got the Democrat in reverse. So that's about, energy of Republican energy, okay, or someone who's not into politics. But then I have love on the bottom of the deck. So that Democrat in reverse, I want to go to that specifically, and tell y'all what it says in the messages. I'm sorry, in the definition it has in the book for that card, right? The Democrat in reverse. It means a false political link. Okay, so she could have some type of false political link or a misobtruded affiliation. So an unrelated politics or a neutral stance. So what this is saying is this is what we could be seeing about her pretending about her not having any type of connection to this situation. But the ancestor said no, alive and aware about this situation with this male that has to do with the love, right? See that? See how it came? The male alive and solved the situation. Because see, revenge is here. And this is about a love situation. Ancestors threw this out in the reverse. This don't have nothing to do with politics. This is about her being misobtruded, affiliated to it. So what that's definitely telling me is like unrelated, like a neutral stance. She's trying to have a neutral stance, but she's pretending of that. You know what I'm saying? She's wearing a mask in reference of that because she's really affected strongly, by this situation. What else can you tell us about Yandy and what's to come for her? There's the political stance. So she may have some type of political background or something. There's the money. There's the money. But she may make it seem like she don't have no connection to a political. So that could be what ancestors were trying to throw out and tell me, because this is about a false political link, but really in actuality, no, she really is connected to a political link, and there's some money behind it too. Interesting. I never knew that. What's to come for Yandy Smith Harris ancestors connected to this revenge and the end of a battle and all of this that's here for Yandy Smith? Why is that here? Okay, I got justice and I got karma, and then I have the ancestors. And when that card comes up, that's my death card. That's the demise. Somebody becoming an ancestors because of some type of karma or justice. And the legal goes back to somebody being locked up. And here's the ancestors and the angels. So it's like as if something happens in reference of some type of karma, but somebody being locked up, family. Okay? Somebody getting locked up, pretending like they don't know what's going on. but it's revenge all in all. Okay. Clarity on this justice and this karma, this revenge situation for what's to come for Yandy, ancestors, corrupted media. Yeah. Okay. So the media source is corrupted. It says down the rabbit hole. Now we know when we get down the rabbit hole, that means there's more to the story than we know. Okay. So what is with the corrupted media source and down the rabbit hole, ancestors, and final ending? Here's the final ending. There's the weapon. So there could be a weapon used, and there's the deep state, the secret society that's connected to this whole situation is the final ending. All right. My God. Man, oh man. Outcome message, outcome cards for Yandy Smith Harris and what's to come. Ancestors, wrap up the messages that you wanted me to know and wanted the collective to know. And also a warning to her. Everything here is allegedly, though, all for entertainment purposes only, all non-factual. So, we can't. This is, I have to say, for entertainment purposes only for YouTube. We have to say this is all non-factual. It can't be proven until it is proven. This is a spiritual reading. Ancestors, show me in the cards the last messages you want me to know of what's to come for Yandy Smith Harris. Thank you, ancestors. There's the Seven of Swords. Okay. Lies, deceit, deception, and two people coming after her, or more than one person coming after Yandy, or Yandy actually telling some type of situation that she knows is deceptive, or either somebody telling Yandy some information that's deceptive, but it's coming in like wildfire. Okay. Whatever this is, because I have the Eight of Wands and I have the Seven of Swords. 8 and 7, family, that goes back to Saturn's energy, which is a very fierce energy. All right. So that lets me know also this is going to cause some type of restriction, some limitations within Yandy's life. The full moon is here. So that lets me know, that goes back to that moon card that we have, which is about some deception. So deception is all around this situation for her. She needs to either come clean, or somebody around her needs to come clean, because if not, it's going to cause a whirl of fire in her life that could cause a demise, somebody leaving this earth, the end of a battle, or it could cause somebody to be locked up, or both. All right. And I know that with it coming out like that, and that wanted to pop out. Yeah, here's the moon. Once again, the answers to keep giving me all deceptive cards, family. And here's the Four of Cups. So she's avoiding the situation all the way around, but it's gonna come to a head. Look at this. Seven of Swords in the moon. This is all bad. All deceptive energy, lies, deceit, and even in the moon. She's getting the warnings, but she's avoiding it. She's not paying attention to it. She could be doing a lot of drinking of wine right now, only worried about money. But in actuality, she needs to be on alert, because something is coming. Something is brewing, family. Allegedly. All this is allegedly, and I'm praying against this. And I hope, I send her all love, and I hope none of this happens. But there is definitely something that's brewing. All right, family, I'm going to leave it there. Hit the like button and let me know what you think about this message, and what you think about the cards that came out at the end that sealed the deal. But there's definitely something here. All right. Much love to you guys. I'll see you soon. Peace.